What's up, guys? John here, aka The Real Shafi'i. Today is the last video in the 4-part video series, The Personal Growth Formula. If you haven't watched the first videos in this series, go and do that now. Today will be more impactful if you understand the context of the whole personal growth formula. Quick recap. The personal growth formula is intentionality plus direction minus negative influences multiplied by your attitude equals personal growth. Today we're going to recap the attitude portion of this formula. If you notice, this part is the only one that has a multiplier next to it. The rest of the formula is addition and subtraction. That means that your attitude carries the biggest weight as far as how much, how fast, and how far you progress in your personal growth. We talked about intentionality and the direction and how they go together. We talked about removing those negative influences that are subtracting from your growth. All that is in parentheses multiplied by your attitude. I don't know about you, but it blesses me to know that I have complete control over something. In my last video, in negative influence, I hit on the topic a little bit, that you have 100% complete control of your mind, of your thoughts, of the way you think. If you think because of what family you were born to, where you live, and all these external factors are the reason why you have a poor attitude, I'm here to set you free. Your attitude is 100% under your control. Until you acknowledge that fact, that only you have the power to control your own attitude, it will never change. As long as you believe that somebody is hindering you and your attitude, that it's an external problem, you'll never make the change. For some of us, this is a very hard pill to swallow. There's nothing more satisfactory than blaming other things because of our situation. The hardest thing to do is to take 100% accountability, and that's your attitude. That's the way you think. That's why it is a multiplier of this formula. If you can turn lemons into lemonade in everyday situations, you have a high multiplier on your personal growth. Newsflash, in life, nothing really goes the way you expect it to. I'm sure you have the same experience. Guess what? It's not unique just to you. Everybody across all generations, all races, has the same problem. Life happens in a different way than we hope, wish, and dream. And your attitude, the way that you receive these external circumstances, the way that you view the world around you, makes all the difference. If you have a positive number and multiply it by a negative number, what do you get? A negative number. That's how serious a negative attitude can be on your personal growth. You can be doing all the right things, right intentionality towards the right direction, removed all the negative influences from your life. But if you have a negative attitude, you'll never move forward. That doesn't mean you don't have a negative thought. That doesn't mean you don't have a moment of anxiety. That doesn't mean you don't think depressed things. I battle all those things. just like every single person. There's nothing special about a person that has a really good attitude, except they've acknowledged that their attitude is 100% under their control and they want to do something about it. If you don't acknowledge that your attitude is your problem that only you can fix, has nothing to do with what's going on outside and around you, you'll never make a change. If you don't have the desire to make your attitude better, why would it change? I can't wave my hand over you and your attitude changes. Nobody can bless you into a new attitude. No book, while I love books and they're really good to help you, can change your attitude for you. 100% your choice. Change your attitude and it's going to be the greatest multiplier for your personal growth. Don't, and it's going to take away from it. The funny thing about our attitude, not only is it a conscious choice that we have to take 100% accountability for, but it's something that requires constant diligence and watch over. What do I mean? Just because I woke up this morning in a good mood doesn't mean I'll go to bed in a good mood. I have to fight the battle all day long to control my thoughts and to put my attitude where I want it to go, to be able to have that full day positive attitude experience. Now, some days are better than others. Some days are crappy, and that's okay. Don't feel like you always have to be walking around smiling and whistling. But what you have to do is understand your attitude is under your control. Maybe something bad happens. Take a day, one day to feel sorry for yourself. That's all right. Take one day. You get fired from your job. One day your girlfriend breaks up with you. One day. After that, you have to correct your attitude, get on the right track, and control your thoughts. The longer you spend in a negative thought space, the more devastating it becomes. Because when your attitude isn't great and something hits you out of left field, you're not going to be intentional about the direction that you're pursuing in your personal growth. You're not going to want to purposefully remove negative influences that might be comforting to you from your life. You see, taking control of your attitude makes all the difference. The best thing about the attitude is your control. You can do something about it. You have to be diligent over it, but it will multiply your effect on life. There's nothing better than being in a sad external situation, but having a good attitude about it. It might feel well and dandy to sulk, feel bad for yourself, feel depressed or anxious because you're used to those things. But trust me on this. Once you're able to sit in a bad situation with a positive attitude and see the brightness of the horizons out there, there's no more rewarding feeling that exists. Changing your attitude not only multiplies your growth, but it also empowers you in the moment. Two of the biggest attitude mistakes I see people making is one, they have the poverty mentality. That means that resources and everything in life is limited. And if you don't hoard and get yours today, there's going to be no more tomorrow. That is an incorrect way to think. To believe that you have to hoard all the resources around you, get it for you today because there's going to be none left tomorrow, that's a poverty mentality. And unfortunately, poverty mentality, even though you have money and other things, robs you of life. You have to understand the abundance mentality. The abundance mentality knows there's more than enough to go around. It knows how much exists out there. And because of it, when you run into limited circumstances, what happens? You understand that there's so much out there to go get that you're not feeling sorry for what you missed out on. The second problem that people have with negative attitude, first is the poverty mentality, but second is the selfish mentality. The selfish mentality will rob you of everything in this life. To only be self-centered. Now I know this is about personal growth, so it's 100% about your growth. But to only be self-centered in your attitude is unfortunate. Understanding that you helping others around you as part of your attitude, what you're doing is helping somebody else become better. That is a blessed attitude. That is one that knows that helping somebody else is actually helping yourself. And you can help somebody without actually wanting to help them. I've done it. Yeah. I've done things for other people, and I'm like, oh man, I hate this. But you're smiling on that. Oh man, I hate this. But you're smiling to other people, acting like you like it. I had a poor attitude on my inside. I know other people do the same thing often. Avoid the poverty mentality. Substitute with the abundance mentality. Avoid the selfish attitude and substitute it with the selfless one. Controlling your attitude will multiply every single thing that you do towards your personal growth. Controlling your attitude, giving accountability for your thoughts will set you free. Thanks for taking the time listening to me talk about the personal growth formula. I hope you enjoyed these videos, and I hope that they've been a blessing to you. Because I know this formula has proved through and through to be true in my life. As I continue to grow in all 5 areas of life, I continue to apply this formula to it. Be sure to share these videos with your friends and family because you care about them. You're selfless. You don't want to hoard this awesome information just for yourself. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can check out my blog at shafii.com/blog. Follow me on social media at TheRealShafii. And I'll see you next time.